to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere. Welcome to the One Man Sports Rant, Gen 2.0. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill, talking Week 7 college football review. So what is Gen 2.0? OMSR, you may be asking. It's not 15 minutes of me flapping my gums. It's not a 15-minute sports highlight reel either. It's the best of both. Covered this very well on many an Olympic show. In-depth detail. I'm not going to go there each and every time, except to say also that this show is copyrighted to the OMSR, with brief video highlights courtesy to CBS and NBC, ESPN, ABC, and or the Pac-12 networks or Fox and their affiliated networks in their entirety. OMSR does not own these video highlights, but does own all the other original content. The overall concept herein thereof, therefore, most rights reserved. We also adhere to a strict standard and interpretation of the DCMA, Digital Copyright Millennium Act, as the tenets were hashed out through WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. These are fair use standard, minimal use, and derivatives. You could also say no money exchange in hands because the OMSR is a pro bono production. Alright, so let's get to it. Week 7. Always let you know after which part we're on, the clip order coming up. That's the beauty of doing a show. You do end up with a slightly longer highlight reel than you otherwise would. I'm sure there's plenty of 1 minute, 2 minute little itty bitty ditty clips all over YouTube. That's not our goal here. I'm not trying to get 10,000 hits, million hits, whatever, however many hits. This is a sports talk show. It's me doing my thing. Ding-a-ling-a-ma-jing. So you can always fast forward on average 6 to 7 minutes, but you will miss the clip order unless the title, gives it away for you. Alright, so on that note, we also do try to keep the talk interesting, if not entertaining, short, sweet, and to the point with regard to the sports highlights being discussed. We also are pretty good at making a nice vignette of how things may have gone down in their singular nature pursuant to each game or event that we are covering. Alright, so wait for the graphic.
Look at the difference in the first 5 games and what happened to Geno Smith on Saturday. Was held to 275 yards, only threw 1 touchdown pass, had been averaging nearly 5 per game. We shouldn't be too surprised by this with Tommy Tuberville, who now in his career 5-5 against top 5 teams. You say that's 500? That's really, really good against top 5 teams, and he's done it each of the last 2 years as an unranked team, beating West Virginia Saturday and Oklahoma on the road last year. Well, it was a great day in Lubbock, not such a great day for Texas in Dallas. It is one of the grand scenes in all of college football. The Cotton Bowl divided right down the middle. Crimson and cream on one side, burnt orange on the other. Texas and Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry, or what it's become for Texas, the red-faced rivalry. Into the highlight lounge we go, and it has been an embarrassment. Texas came into this game having lost 7 out of 10 against one of their arch rivals. Got beat 55-17 last year. And look at this, from the 5-yard line, not Adrian Peterson, not Elvis Peacock, not Ricky Williams, not Earl Campbell. No one has ever had a longer touchdown run in this storied rivalry than the 95-yarder from Damian Williams. Oklahoma up 13-2 just like that. And Coach Landry Jones to Trey Millard.
Watch this run here. Boom! That is called athleticism, toughness, and it's called a big play.
One of a boatload of explosive plays the Sooners had. Look, it's just a bug on the windshield. Miller's just tougher, bigger, stronger. First and goal for Oklahoma. And here comes the Belldozer. They ran him 4 times for touchdowns, Mark.
I love the big fellow right here. He does a terrific job of just following his blockers into the end zone, securing the football and scoring.
Last year this game was 55-17. David Ash, as a freshman, was overwhelmed. You could understand it last year, but Ash didn't have a great game in this one either. 3 turnovers for Texas, fumbled by Ash there. And this thing was way out of hand at 39-8 when Jones finds Millard again, Mayday.
Right over the middle. Look what Millard does with his football. Another stiff arm there, takes it in, just winding it more than Texas.
In the 4th quarter, 49-8. Ash pass would be incomplete. He would injure his wrist and not return to the game. He was 13 of 29, $113. And Oklahoma was still pitching it around, Lou, with Landry Jones and Justin Brown.
Well, you do that in an arch rivalry. You recruit against those people, you want to run up as many as you can.
They did. They ran up 63. Fanny Whippet, 63-21.
Which last year was Texas?
Just unacceptable. for Texas to lose like that to Oklahoma, much less anybody, and especially 2 years in a row. Disappointed for our coaches, our fans, and our players, because that's not who we are.
Well, it's who they've been against Oklahoma the last couple of years. And Texas say they gave up 677 yards to Oklahoma. It's the most yards Oklahoma's ever gained against Texas. They had 18 plays, Mark. Oklahoma did of 15 yards or longer against Texas.
And that's just poor tackling. This has been their MO, not just this week, but the last couple of weeks when Texas has played. Poor tackling, poor angles. Terrible effort. Right here, do you really think this is taught by Manny Diaz, their defensive coordinator? Trey Millard right here, look at this. Look at the defense right here. Get in the fetal position and bury your head on the turf, number 2. You know what? You go attack the offensive player, hit him with a football, strip him, knock him down, and Millard does a terrific job. And watch Justin Brown right here. He's got to catch the ball on a quick slant. 1 defender has him, 2 defender has him, 3 defender has him. No one brings him down. Those yards after the catch really hurt this Texas defense. It's the effort, it's the fundamentals, it's not tackling the opponent where and when they should.
Well, we had talked about this going into the game, that this Texas defense is on track to have the worst defensive statistic of any Texas team in history.
Well, let's look at the Oklahoma defense from the other side, Lou. I mean, they were a little suspect early in the season, but, well, I don't know if early, but at times, but they've been great.
Well, what they do, Coach, they control the line of scrimmage, come off the ball, their shoulders are squared, there's nowhere to run, and they tackle very well. Not only that, they play the ball well. Notice the good coverage here. Everybody's in, the safety man at the top screens over the top of the ball's thrown, he comes underneath it, makes the interception. You cannot coach it any better than that. Mike Stoops has made a tremendous difference with that secondary. The
entire time that Mack Brown's been at Texas, Bob Stoops at Oklahoma. Win the rushing battle, win the game. Oklahoma outrushed Texas 343 to 74. Now, Mack has made a lot of changes. Changed both coordinators, Brian Harsin and Manny Diaz, in their second year. He said it's unacceptable, not back to Texas standards. What does Mack have to do, and can Mack, in your judgment, get them back to being a national championship-type contender again?
It's going to be very difficult. I think it goes down to recruiting, and not only recruiting, developing your recruits. I don't think they've done a great job of that. When Texas was really good, when they used to run the football, when they used to be just physical and nasty at the point of attack, great offensive line. They don't dominate the line of scrimmage like they used to. And Texas, in their last 27 conference games, 13 and 14. That's unacceptable.
The more honor and respect among the team, the greater the team. And when you don't tackle well, you don't do fundamentals, you don't give great effort, you aren't going to have a lot of respect on that team. They're in that film room, they're looking at that film. When they see somebody not sacrifice their body for the welfare of the football team, it starts disintegrating within.
All right, so how does Mack fix that? Real quickly, can he fix it? Is he the guy to fix it?
Yeah, he's the guy that has to fix it. And is it easy to fix? No. Can it be done quickly? No. Some things should be corrected immediately, some at the end of the year, some in recruiting. It isn't talent, it is basic fundamentals.
Sooner or later, they're going to say it's not you, it's not your assistant coach, Mack.
So that leaves Kansas State as the only undefeated team in the Big 12. Colin Klein in a 14-10 game. Wildcats trailing, not anymore, because they have 7 on their side. Klein for Kansas State up 17-14, under 2 minutes to go. Now, Lou, I want you to watch Klein here on 3rd down. Watch the patience. They converted 8 of 17 on 3rd down.
Well, he's just a winner. He's probably the most valuable player. It's 3rd down 9. He just has deceptive speed. He's a winner. He's a competitor, and Kansas State's benefit.
3rd touchdown of the day. But you don't just walk into Jack Trice Stadium, throw out with a victory. Jeff Woody, who scored the winner against Oklahoma State last year, goes in to make it a 3-point game. Under 8 minutes to go. What, Mark, what patience can find another 3rd down?
Oh, fouls his offensive line. It fouls him the way you're supposed to as a quarterback running the football. And then once he puts his shoulders down, he picks up that extra yard.
K-State ended up with a field goal out of it, so Jared Barnett trying to save the Cyclones late, and he could not. The Wizard took a knee at the end. Significant to some. Kansas State 27-21. They've got West Virginia next. Texas A&M, Louisiana Tech. Kevin Sumlin's team going in Shreveport to play the game in Shreveport. Get more fannies in the seats. Louisiana Tech, the last legitimate shot at a BCS buster. Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel to Uzoma Wachuku. Watch who? Wachuku! 24-yard play to keep the drive alive, and then Kristen Michael off to the races.
I tell you, Texas A&M is a very, very good offensive football team, and defensively didn't have a great time tonight, but they are going to be something they really have to worry about in SEC.
Man, look at Johnny Football handle the blitz.
Johnny Football looks more like Fran Tarkenton back in the day.
You know what? That's exactly who he looks like. A little bit smaller of stature, moving around like crazy. A&M was up 21-0. Now it's 27-7. And Benzel.
I mean, that is a great throw. I mean, you look at them, they make plays. They're a very, very good football team.
Now, we've shown a lot of good Johnny Football. There can be bad Johnny Football. Look what Louisiana Tech is, guys. 46-38 and the pick six. Here come the Bulldogs. The failed two-point conversion. 46-44 and a ton of time to go. Flip over to ESPNU if you promise to come back for Morgan State taking on BYU. Sean Mannion hurt, so Mike Riley turned to Cody Vaz. Riley said this week the only difference between the two is that Mannion's like 4 or 5 inches taller. I mean, Vaz cut up a BYU defense. This BYU defense was top 5 in the country, both in total yards and yards per play. Found Marcus Wheaton for the touchdown. He's finding Connor Hamlet all over the place and Brandon Cooks. Vaz 20 of 32, 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. And sometimes he was even lucky, Lou.
Oh, he has to be, but he has really been impressive today. I thought they'd be hurt without Mannion.
Colby Prince caught the deflection and in. Reverse! Here goes Marcus Wheaton. Turning it in, and the Beavers turned it up. Finished up to make it look like a beatdown in Provo. 42-24, Oregon State moves to 5-0. USC and Washington. CenturyLink Field. Huskies battered and bruised, and Silas Redd made sure they were even more bruised, Mark.
What a nice addition Silas Redd's been from Penn State to the USC offense running the football.
155 yards, that score. Trojans have a 10-point lead, and this was pretty much the thing that did it. Blocked punt. Anthony Brown blocked it and got it himself. Trojans would hang on, 24-14. Barkley pedestrian day, 50%, 167 yards. The SEC, Florida and Vanderbilt. Herbstreit warned the Gators all morning on game day to watch out for this trip. Jeff Driscoll got the good wheels, Mark.
Jeff Driscoll wants to listen to Herbie on this one because he took it all the way in for the score.
8-7. Florida had the lead. It's only 11-7. Now check out the formation here on the punt. Coming in motion, Solomon Patton, the fake punt, Luke.
Well, just a great call. Remember, Florida's only up by 4, and they're deep in their territory when they ran it.
Driscoll would score from there, and it's an 18-7 game. And Driscoll one more time. Do you like the way he's maturing?
I really do, and the fact that he can run so well, he protects the ball, he's really come along very well, and he has really made Florida a top 5 football team.
They're going to be when the initial BCS standings come out. A lot of computers have them at number 1, 31-17. Gators get the win. South Carolina's next. Derek Dooley had to have surgery on his hip, so he coached from the press box against undefeated Mississippi State. This Cordero Patterson. Let me tell you about this Cordero Patterson. He likes to run back kickoffs.
He definitely does. We get some great blocks down the field of play. He has the jets and the speeds. He's got the ability to make moves in the open field. 98
yards. Tennessee gets it to 17-14. Mississippi State up 20-14. Oh, look. Hey, Dan Mullen fooling once. That's not happening again. They were just trying to keep it away from Patterson.
Wow.
Jabez Calhoun says, well, I'll take it if nobody in white wants it. Dooley is fuming. Come down out of that press box. Tyler Russell had himself a night. Finds Marcus Green. They also threw one in the waning seconds that really didn't happen.